Learning about recovery is one thing, but this is the moment you actually start training your brain to feel safe again. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be diving deeper into step 3 of my 6-step framework to limbic system recovery. If you've been here long enough, then you know step 1 was all about understanding the condition and the limbic system. Step 2 was covering your mindset foundation and you changing your relationship with your symptoms. If you guys haven't seen those videos yet, I'll post a card up here on the screen and I'll leave links below so you guys can check out those videos first and then come back to this one. Now, step 3 is where we start putting everything into practice. This is the actual brain retraining. Essentially, this is where the rubber hits the road, because learning about recovery is one thing, but actually training your brain to feel safe again, that's where real progress happens. Right now, your brain is stuck in an overprotective state, like I've said before. It's paired certain stimuluses and inputs with danger, and it's sending you a bunch of uncomfortable symptoms just trying to keep you safe. A way I like to think about this is your brain has accidentally learned the language of fear, anxiety, chronic symptoms, etc. Unfortunately, it's speaking that language very fluently. Our job with brain retraining is to teach it a new language, one of safety, calm, and resilience. And the only way we do that, you guys, is through repetition. Back in school, you didn't just read about a language and magically learn it, right? You had to speak it, practice it, and immerse yourself in it until it started to feel natural. Same thing applies here. You have to start speaking your safe new language day in and day out until your brain begins to choose that pathway as its default. I remember learning Spanish back in high school. I actually got pretty decent at it for a while. It became natural because I was using it every single day. But when I stopped practicing Spanish, those pathways faded away. I didn't try to unlearn Spanish, my brain just stopped using it. That's exactly what happens with chronic symptom pathways. You don't have to fight or unlearn your symptoms. You just have to stop giving them attention and energy. When those false alarms pop up, we let them be there, you guys, without reacting. And we respond differently because we know better now. That's what teaches your brain a new, safer pattern. And over time, the old one's gonna fade away. From time to time, that old language might pop up again, and it might look like a symptom flare-up. But now we recognize it. You recognize that pattern. You know it's just the old language trying to be spoken again, and you simply choose not to engage. That's how brain retraining works. All right, let's get into it. Here are my 3 keys to daily brain retraining. Like I've said a million times, you guys, the first part of brain retraining is all about removing second fear. Whenever you guys are experiencing uncomfortable symptoms, thoughts, or emotions. If you guys are new to this channel, I made a video all about this. I'll leave a card for it up here on the screen. Go ahead and watch that video and then come back to this one. This concept comes straight from Dr. Claire Week's book, Hope and Help for Your Nerves. You guys, you have to allow everything to just be there. The fear, the sadness, the exhaustion, the weird symptoms, etc. Don't fight them, fix them, flee from them, or fixate on them. The moment you do, you guys, you're sending signals of danger back to your brain. Like we talked about back in step 1, your limbic system's job is just to protect you. It's not broken. It's just doing what it thinks it needs to do to keep you safe. But by allowing everything to be there and not reacting, you're sending signals of safety back to your limbic system, teaching your brain that these sensations aren't dangerous. I really do believe this is an art, becoming comfortable with being uncomfortable. When you guys can do that, you step out of the fear loop. Over time, your brain learns that you're safe and it will stop sounding the alarm. My favorite analogy is this. Imagine sitting on the side of a riverbank and just watching everything float by, you guys. Your thoughts, your feelings, your symptoms. Become a curious observer. Don't jump into the river, because the moment you do, you're confirming danger back to your brain and it'll keep sending you more of the same. So, step 1 is removing second fear. Allow everything to be there. That's how safety begins to take hold. Second part of brain retraining is catching your ruminating thoughts. And I gotta be honest with you guys, this one is tricky. At first, I literally had to do this hundreds of times a day. But now my brain is calmer than ever. It's super obvious when I start overthinking or adding second fear because it just feels so foreign to me now. But early on, diving into the river, reacting to every thought, that was my built-in default. The good news is we can change that. Here's something really important, you guys. There's a big difference between your thoughts and your thinking. What do I mean by this? You are not your thoughts, but you are your thinking. Studies show that we have anywhere between 6,000 to 60,000 thoughts a day. Most of those come straight from your subconscious brain. They just pop up automatically based on old memories and conditioning. When I was deep in anxiety and my chronic symptoms, I had some of the darkest, weirdest thoughts. And I remember thinking to myself, what's wrong with me? But here's the truth. There's nothing wrong with you. Those thoughts are just noise coming from your limbic system trying to keep you safe. A lot of the times it doesn't make sense, but that's what's going on. Like your symptoms, you guys, you can't control when they show up, but you can control how you respond to them. This is where your prefrontal cortex, your thinking brain, your awareness comes into play. People dealing with chronic symptoms often have an overreactive limbic system and an underreactive prefrontal cortex. So we're teaching your brain to turn that thinking part back on. Example, your symptoms flare up. Instead of just getting washed away and freaking out in the old pattern, take a breath and engage your thinking brain, you guys. Ask yourself, did I actually do something wrong? Or is this just my brain trying to protect me? Or maybe an intrusive thought pops up. You're never gonna get better. You're stuck like this. Your situation is unique. Pause and just remind yourself, this isn't truth. It's just my brain trying to keep me safe. That's you sitting on the side of the riverbank, calmly observing everything float by instead of jumping in and getting swept away. Every time you guys can do this, you're strengthening your prefrontal cortex and calming your limbic system. And here's the best part. Over time, as you guys keep doing this, those old fear-based thoughts and loops start to fade away. Your brain will start to default to safety instead of danger. That's real brain retraining. Now, the third part, this one is interesting. And I'll be honest with you guys, I don't think everybody needs it. But for me, it was a complete game changer. So by this point in my recovery, I had fully mastered removing second fear, catching my ruminating thoughts, and allowing just everything to be there while basically just floating and reminding myself that this was just my limbic system. I was getting to the point where I felt like a full-on ninja. This is when I was in Sean Kassam's Bye Bye Panic program. My anxiety calmed down a bunch, and even a lot of my POIS symptoms started to fade away. I do believe it was a fantastic place because I was getting real results. But here's the thing. I realized I was still avoiding some of my major triggers. Every time I dipped my toes back in, my symptoms would flare up again, sometimes lasting weeks or even months. I was making progress, but I still felt like I was missing a piece. That's when I decided to join the Reorigin program. So up to this point, I'd been pretty passive with my healing. I was responding well to my symptoms and thoughts, but I wasn't actively retraining my brain. And again, I don't think everybody needs this step, but if you do hit a stalemate in your healing, I do believe this can be incredibly helpful. In the Reorigin program, they teach an intentional, repeatable process paired with visualization. This really drove healing forward for me. I still, to this day, do 30 minutes of it a day. I do 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the afternoon, 10 minutes at night. Over time, this repetition actively taught my brain a new language, a language of safety. If you combine this with removing second fear and catching your ruminating thoughts, and you're taking all the calm and control from steps 1 and 2, you're actively teaching your brain safety through action. I won't go into the full daily retraining process because it is their framework, but if you are curious about the program, I'll leave a link below, and you guys can use my discount code if you want. Again, I don't believe this step is mandatory. I do believe that you can heal without it, but it's super powerful because it moves you from being reactive to actively shaping your brain's safety patterns. So the takeaway is, this step shows what active brain retraining feels like. And over time, as you combine it with steps 1 and 2, those old fear-based responses will fade away. Your brain's gonna wanna default to safety more naturally, and your symptoms will gradually calm. That's real progress. So that's it, you guys. These are the steps I took and the steps I believe you need to put into practice to really start seeing results. And really quick, I just want to commend you guys if you're following this channel. This is definitely the road less traveled, but I do believe it is your golden ticket out of your current situation. If you do what I'm teaching here, you will see results. It's not a matter of if you heal, it's just a matter of when. In the next video, we're going to talk about staying the course and incremental training. I've already made a full video on this, but we're going to go over it again to cement these concepts in your brain. But as always, you guys, if you're gaining any value from these videos, I ask you to like, subscribe, and just leave a comment below. Where are you guys at in your recovery? Are you implementing any of these steps? Are you guys seeing any shifts in your symptoms? I love hearing your feedback. I'm trying to make this channel more of a positive community. I'll also leave a link below if you guys want to hop on my email list to get recovery tips straight to your inbox. And for those of you who want more one-on-one guidance, I am offering coaching now, so go ahead and hit me on the email below. And just remember, you guys, you aren't broken. We just need to teach your brain that it's safe again, okay? Until the next time, peace.